What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos, where I am your host, Brad Smith, and we talk about everything over-the-counter stocks. Welcome to tonight's show. So we're going to be talking today a little bit about Q stocks. And what I mean by Q stocks is that whenever you see a ticker, and it's this normal ticker, but then it has this weird-looking Q, symbol next to it, or just any ticker it is, if it has a Q on the end of it, it means that it's bankrupt. And we're going to talk about why they're dangerous and why you should be mindful of that when making an investment on that. I'm not going to tell you that there isn't money to be made on those types of stocks, but I'm going to tell you why you're playing with fire every time you do. Just going to welcome some folks here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. What I usually do on my live chats or live streams rather is I go ahead and just kind of check out everybody who's checking in. And if you have any questions pertaining to the topic tonight at hand, or any other questions you want to have answered related to stocks or over-the-counter stocks in general, go ahead and check it out over here. Enter your question, and I'll make sure to take a peek at it for you and answer it if I can by the end of the video. So welcome, Kiko, Julie, Muiz, Sick. What's going on, guys? Just gonna wait for a little bit to have everybody show up and check in for a little bit. Sorry to hear that, Ken. But we're gonna go over why that is, and it's one of those things that props to you. Props to you, Ken, for owning up to your mistake and realizing that, unfortunately, we've all been there where we've blown up our accounts over something like this. And, man, it's just, I'm never the one to just be like, I told you so, or anything like that. I did give fair warning on, what Q stocks are for the last few weeks and how this could play out and how I've seen other Q stocks play out. And it's just way too much of a risk for me to play with a stock that is completely bankrupt. Everybody was buying this stock based on the fact that they were going to be possibly getting an investor to get them out of bankruptcy, and then that investor pulled out on them, and then therefore BioAQ pulled a rug from out underneath of you, and that's what happens every time with the bankrupt stock, and that's why it's so risky. It's 2009 though. I mean, that was 10 years ago. So again, if you're just joining me and you're not familiar with this, so these stocks, every time you see a Q stock, a stock with a Q on it, it means that they're bankrupt and they have no money essentially. They owe the bank usually a lot of times tons and tons, oftentimes millions of dollars, and they need help getting that out of bankruptcy in order to actually make any money off of that company. And so what was going on here? This is the ticker symbol BioAQ. So BIOAQ, right? BioAmber is the name of the company. They're bankrupt. They're looking to get an investor to, basically get them out of bankruptcy, get them a step ahead. So everybody started buying the heck out of this thing because it was like, oh, they're finally going to come out of bankruptcy. It's a really big catalyst for these bankrupt stocks, for these Q stocks. And that's what a lot of people were banking on. And honestly, there was so much hype wrapped around this. If you go on Twitter or any social media, so many people were going off. And Ken, I don't mean to pick on you, but you're unfortunately one of the victims here of that. Just getting yourself so wrapped up into like the hype of it all, and not really sitting back and saying, what, this is still a bankrupt stock. Things could go wrong very quickly. And again, I'm not saying that you can't make money on Q stocks. I'm simply saying that it's just extremely risky. The OTC, it's risky enough. When you're playing with fire on a Q stock like that, it takes it up a notch, a big notch. And we saw that here. We saw that with SoupQ. If you guys are familiar with, or been trading with me for a while, SoupQ was another one where it's like, oh, everybody was buying the crap out of it. They're coming out of bankruptcy. They're making moves. They're selling the hell out of the soup. And then when you sit back and just think about it for a second, okay? Everybody's hyping it up. But when you sit back and just look at the meat of it and be like, they're selling effing soup. Like, it's not like they were going crazy over soup. It's not, it's just soup. And like, there were millions of dollars in debt and bankrupt. And it's just, all of a sudden, the bottom drops out of it like in a day, just like it did with BioAQ. And it happens all the time with these Q stocks. And again, I'm not saying that you can't make money. Of course you can. You could have made money with BioAQ had you gotten in at the bottom of it. There's plenty of dips that you could have made, 1-2 day swings, 2 or 3 day swings, or a nice decent day trade on this. But by no way, shape, or form would I have ever held this stock overnight, and this is why. Yeah, and Soup Q too. Hopefully you got out of Soup Q, before the bottom dropped out on that one as well, because that was another really risky, dangerous one to play. But let's just kind of break it down a little bit. I'm going to share my screen here with you, just to kind of show you, how this. That's one of the most dangerous things that you can fall into is the hype, and falling into a stock that just, and here it is, okay, had come down from 6.5 cents. Today's low, 0065. That was 99% drop. It was down 99% at one point today. Had a little bit of a dead cat bounce is what I'm looking at here. Coming back up to a penny and a half or so. But I'm willing to bet that it's probably going to have some more buying into tomorrow, because people are thinking they're going to buy in on this dip and capitalize on it. But once that dead cat bounces over, it's going to come right back down, and I guarantee you're going to see it hanging right around a half a penny or lower. And here's why. So if you're a part of my community, you're part of We Trade HQ, you can see here where people will share information, and it's a tight-knit community. Everybody's here to help everybody. Nobody's here to have a bigger ego than the other, and so we're just here to help each other out, celebrate each other's success. And here it is, WeTradeHQ.com. If you like Discord, the Discord platform, it's integrated within our site. And so one of our followers or members shared the news today that BioAQ was updating on sales process. And so here's the deal. They were looking for an investor, and the investor fell through. That's basically what happened. It sucks. I was literally in the middle of my mentorship. So if you guys, are new to my channel or whatever, I actually have a paid mentorship that, we look at what's going on in the market in the most volatile time between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern time. And so, I was literally just looking around, seeing what was popping up for the day, and then all of a sudden I saw this, and literally my heart sank, because Ken, I knew that you were in it, and I knew that there was other people that were in it as well, and I literally, you can ask anybody who was in that chat, I was losing my mind. And it wasn't because I was in it at all. I literally my heart was sinking for people that were, that bought the hype on this, and it was like, God damn it. I really wanted to just make sure people were staying safe in this thing, and people just bought the hype on it. They really did. And, you can see here, this was just this morning at 6:37. BioAQ going to explode today. Watch it. This is the things you got to watch out for. This is why you don't buy stocks based off of anybody else's opinion, because of this crap right here. And it's just, it's infuriating. It really is. People buy the hype, and if you're someone who's new at this and don't know what they're doing, you can really get hurt. And I know that there was probably a lot of people out there that did today. And I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of bashers telling me, oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's going to come back, this, that, and the other. But they're liquidating their assets. They're looking to liquidate everything now. So what does that look like? What kind of value does that bring to BioAQ? I mean, honestly, somebody tell me. Somebody tell me what value that is when they're going to just liquidate everything. You know what it is? It's people that were in this, and now their egos are hurt. They've lost a bunch of money, and they're just going to try to get people in here that don't know what they're doing, and get them to buy it based off of because they like to make you believe that they know better than you. Well, that's bullshit. Because they don't. All you have to do is arm yourself with the right mindset, the right education, stick to your plan, and don't listen to anybody else's crap. And this is what happens every time somebody listens to whatever it is that somebody else is buying. I'm not saying that you can't take someone else's DD that they've provided and look through that and come up with a decision yourself. But that's just it. You have to come up with that decision yourself and do your own work. We have a network where people provide pieces of information and resources and guides and everything else to be able to help you become a better trader so that you can avoid mistakes like this. And we do everything we can to make sure to tell you guys that, this is not a resource for you to just buy stocks because everybody else is buying them. That's not what we do, and that's not how it should ever be done. Because this is what happens. So many people bought into this stock because other people said it was good to get into and didn't actually listen to or do any work. And it's just frustrating. It really is. I just said this last night about how I did not feel comfortable about any Q stock, and I just really don't see the value in it because they're bankrupt. And it just happens all the damn time, and it's just so crappy. And so that's the goal with We Trade HQ, is that we're trying to rewrite that narrative and get rid of all the crap. And I'm hearing this or I'm hearing that, or this is going to go to 25 cents. You don't know that. You don't know that. Nobody knows when a stock is going to fly like that. Now you can estimate a valuation. You can say based off of history. Of other plays that I've made or whatever else, I've seen valuations of stocks come up to 10 cents, 20 cents, whatever. But to sit there and blatantly say, yeah, it's gonna fly, it's gonna go to 25 cents from a half a penny, and nobody can make that assumption. Nobody can predict that, because this is the damn stock market, people. It does whatever the hell it wants. So. It's just one of those things that it just burns my ass, because I feel for those people, because I've been there, and I know there's a lot of people in there that, even within our group, the reason they're here with us now is because they listened to somebody else's opinion, or somebody else made them feel bad because they maybe got out of a stock that was already crashing, and it was like, why are you going to go down with the sinking ship? People were doing that all over Twitter today. Oh, you guys are going to be selling this and you're going to be sorry. You'll be chasing it later. Oh, what? 5-10 years from now? Okay. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for selling anything. You stick to your own damn plan, and that's all there is to it. Don't listen to anybody else's BS. We're here to help you. We're here to guide you, and we're here to help you look for, the right things to look for and how to find actual value in a stock. But to play on a stock based off of hype and what might be happening, no thanks. I'm out. It's just, like I said, it's one of those things where you could have played this and been very successful at it, but it would have been something that there's no way in hell I would have held overnight. No way. And you still could have made money if you did not hold this overnight. If you just made a simple day trade on it, and even taken steps that I've put into play based off of just technical analysis standpoints, finding nice resistances. There's plenty of that throughout the last few weeks that you could have made a real nice chunk of change off of. But to just sit there and hold it like this, it's just way too dangerous. And this is why I stay away from Q stocks, period. And this is why you don't listen to anybody else's opinion on why a stock's going to run to 25 cents from a half a penny, period. So there's my spiel. I'm not mad at anybody. It's just one of those things that, how it is. I'm sure there's something that you're very passionate about that people, just screw up all the time, that just makes you angry. And this is one of those things. You'll never see me go on here and bash a stock. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram, wherever. I don't bash stocks. That's not my job. My job is to help you guys find value in stocks so that it can make you money. And I'm not even bashing BioAQ. I'm just calling it for what it is. And it's a bankrupt stock that's highly risky. It's something that I choose not to mess with based off of history that I've seen from other Q stocks. I just stay away from them, period. I'm not tempted to, fall into that crap with the hype and everything else. And so it's just one of those things I just choose to stay away from, and that's why. So I hope that was helpful. I know that it was probably more entertaining than anything just to see me go off, but it's really not what it's for. I really just wanted to get you guys to understand why it is that I do what I do. And it's to help you from making mistakes that I've made in the past and that others have made in the past. And it's like, when that happens, it just sucks, man. It just sucks. I feel so bad for you, for people that have fallen into that trap. So just kind of going over some of the comments here. Michelle, you can subscribe to my Discord channel. I don't know which one you're talking about specifically, but if you are already in the free group, that's WeTrade HQ. You just go to WeTradeHQ.com, create an account there. It's all free, 100% free. You just create an account. You can log in through Discord there. Or if you're looking for my mentorship, you're looking to step up your game, I talk with an exclusive group of individuals who pay to subscribe to my designated Discord channel, where I talk with people between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's the most volatile time in the market. You guys can see all my scan tools that I have out there to show you and how I pick up and find stocks. And, is this going to be a good play today? Is this going to be a bad play today? Whatever. We can get together and talk about it as it's happening. And so you can do that as well. And you also visit WeTradeHQ.com, click on mentors, and I'm right there. So why Q at all? Yeah, I know. It's just because Q stocks just suck. So anyway, let me just kind of back up here. Just want to make sure that I've covered everything that people have been asking. I need a better backdrop. Thanks, man. To find stocks at their bottom price points, do you look at time frame? It stays around at a particular price range. Usually I'm looking at, depending on if there's any activity going on with it, I'm more than likely going to be looking at a daily chart. So just from a day-to-day standpoint, where is it sitting at? And am I, oftentimes I'm looking at that because something popped up on my equity feed scanner. So I use equity feed. It's a great, powerful tool to use in the OTC specifically. It's great for all types of trading, but I find it especially useful for the OTC, specifically because of the news streamer that it has. But oftentimes before news even hits on that news streamer, you can see unusual volume pop up in certain areas, and sometimes you can kind of try to figure out why unusual volume might be popping up, whether it be a reinstatement or something like that doesn't usually appear readily available. So which we are also working on. We have friends that have helped out with that, and it's been pretty awesome as far as reinstatements go. But sometimes that unusual volume occurs before the news hits, and so I go and do digging. I do research. I try to find what we call due diligence and see why there's that unusual volume going on there. Is there something that we can see and find value in? And so that is one of the first steps. And so then I'll go and try to take other steps which I cover within my OTC course and mentorship, and even within just our general group. Do it all the time. I give out all kinds of free information, including right now. But when I look at that unusual volume, the first thing I'm checking out is that daily chart. And then after that, if I can't really see anything, I'm trying to look at a much more shorter or smaller time span. I'll go to like the hourly. I don't usually hourly, or maybe even half hour. It's not too common that I'll go any lower than that, because the type of trading that I do is swing trading. So I'm looking at longer plays, longer holds. If I was going to be doing day trading, it would be a much shorter time spans. For example, maybe 10 or 5 minute, maybe even a 1 minute time frame. But daily charts is usually what I'm looking for when I'm making swing trades. Hope that helped. So yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. I know that I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but it's just it's an important topic that I think needs to be covered, and it can't be overstressed. In my opinion, is just to stop listening to everybody else. You listen to people to help to learn, but you don't listen to people to make decisions for you. Okay? The decision needs to be yours and not anybody else's. Period. When I go over my Stock Watch Sunday, it's Stock Watch. You don't see it say Stock Buy or Stock Sell Sunday. It's Stock Watch. We watch these to see what they'll do and to see if we find value in them, and then make a decision from there. There's plenty of stocks that I've had on Stock Watch Sunday that I'm like, nope, not going to get into it. It's not worth it to me. And you move on, because that's the plan that you make. Which brings me to my next point. Stick to your plan. just because you're choosing to sell something, don't ever let anybody make you feel bad for making a sale, especially if you're green. Especially if you're green. And so, with that, I will leave you and bid you all a good night. If you aren't subscribed to my channel and you got some value out of this, I certainly would appreciate a subscription and a thumbs up. And, by all means, feel free to comment down below if you have any other questions pertaining to this video. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Definitely check out WeTradeHQ.com, to a community that I have co-founded. And it's just amazing. We've got over 2,100 members within the last month alone, and it's been a wild ride. We're hitting some bumps along the road of just the amount of support and love we've gotten, because it's just been a little overwhelming, but we've got a hold of it. We're handling it, and it's been great so far. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate all the love that you give me, and I love you as well. And as always, I will see you all before the bell, and B. Smith is out. See ya.